What's going on, guys? Imaginary World here. Today I just wanted to discuss my thoughts on one of the purchases I made this year, the Ableton Push 2, and why I actually decided to purchase one in 2022. There's been rumors of a Push 3 circulating for years now. I mean, I think they've been talking about this thing since like 2018. So we're going on like 4 years they've been talking about a Push 3 coming out any day now. And I've wanted an Ableton Push since the first one was announced, so I finally decided this year to just take a plunge. And the reason for that is you can actually get these things for a pretty fair price at this point. I actually bought mine in really good condition for only $500. I got it from Sweetwater's used store. So I decided to take the plunge and buy it for $500. And honestly, I have not regretted that decision yet. I've been having a lot of fun, learning new workflows with this device, and normally I stick to arrangement view, but session view seems to be really powerful on the Push 2, and I've been really having a lot of fun just kind of sketching out beats that way and then laying them out in arrangement view. I still like arrangement view more, but I'm just kind of like figuring out what I want to do for my workflow when using the Push 2. One of my favorite features about the Push is the automatically mapped knobs for all the different devices in Ableton. And I've actually noticed even some of my VSTs, the knobs are already mapped as well. And I really like this because it gives Ableton a hands-on feel. Just being able to twist the knobs when you're mixing instead of just clicking around and twisting two knobs at a time, and it feels a lot better than just clicking. And so, a lot of times when I'm mixing, I'll kind of just put on my headphones or listen to my speakers and not look at the screen. I'll just twist knobs and figure out volume that way. And for me, that feels a lot better than using a mouse. I still love using a mouse, and I still find myself using the mouse all the time, but having this for like a hybrid workflow is so great. Not to mention the scale mode and just going in and writing chords on the Ableton Push as opposed to on my keyboard. I wouldn't say I like one more than the other. It's just another way for me to work. And some days I'm more inspired by the Push, and other days I'm more inspired by just playing a piano or playing a MIDI controller. So it really just depends. Another thing that the Push 2 has kind of put me back onto is drum racks. I haven't really used drum racks for years. I usually just do all of my drums with audio because I like the ability to be able to create fades, and it just feels like I have more control that way. However, I am starting to realize that drum racks are also great, and they're just another tool, and I can use both of them. I don't have to go all in on one or all in on the other. So I'm actually starting to use drum racks for certain things if I want to play a percussion part out, and create more of a human feel than just dragging audio in. I think it's really just starting to open my eyes of different ways to work inside of Ableton, and honestly, that's one of the things that I love the most about this device. I touched on this in the beginning of the video, but the build quality of this device is really just truly amazing. The top portion of the case is made of metal, and because of that, the whole entire thing has got a lot of weight to it. It's a really solid device, and there's no flex or anything when you're pressing on the pads. Everything feels solid. The knobs are touch sensitive, so when you touch them, you can see which knob is doing what function, and it just feels like a solid, well thought out device. It feels like everything has a function, everything has a use. You're gonna press every button and twist every knob on this device because everything has a reason for being there. So that's kind of my overview of the Push 2 and the features and why I like it and kind of what it's done for me. But now I want to get into why I purchased an Ableton Push 2 in 2022 when there is honestly at this point very likely a Push 3 right around the corner. So like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I did purchase it for $500, and if you look on Reverb or used music good websites, you can find that this is a pretty typical price you can find a Push 2 at. Oftentimes they're a little bit more, but sometimes you can find them for a little bit less even. So for this price, just the build quality, the quality of the screens, all of the functions, honestly just having like a dedicated record button and a stop and play and all of these buttons on a device that just sits on my desk, I totally think that is worth it. I don't think in 2022 there's really a reason to buy a brand new Push 2, but like I said, you can very likely get a used Push 2 for $500 like I did, which is $300 off the new price from $800. So that's why I decided to purchase an Ableton Push 2 in 2022. The price for $500, I think it's just an amazing device. If you look at other MIDI controllers that you can get for $500, I really think that this is probably one of the better ones you can get as far as build quality goes and just the pure amount of functions it has. I mean, you can control so many of Ableton's functions right from that device, hands-on control with the knobs. It just feels great to use. Before I get any more sidetracked, a used Push 2 in 2022 just seems like a fine purchase to make, just because, like I said, if they make a Push 3 tomorrow, you could probably still get most of your money back for it. And not to mention, you might not even want the Push 3. It really might not add that much more. You don't always need to get the newest, shiniest thing. And honestly, I'm happy with my Push 2. And like I said, if they announce a Push 3 tomorrow, I'll still be happy with my Push 2. I don't need to get the newest thing. And maybe one day if they do announce one, I'll get it. And I can sell this one and get probably most of my money back. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Just a laid back video talking about my experience with the Push 2 in 2022. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.